Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing fabulously today. As you can see in the background, we've made some major improvements to our previous campsite. Give you guys a quick tour before we get started today. We have our garden here. We're just missing the carrot drop from the zombie. We have some decor on the outside, and the inside is pretty basic. The arches are nice, and we have all the necessary facilities, storage, furnaces, and the mine shaft. Over here is possibly the most important addition, the project box. So in this chest, every episode that we intend to work on a specific project, I will put all of the necessary materials in here. So for today, for instance, we are working on what I announced last episode, the music disc farm. Last episode, we went over several of the most important Minecraft priorities for the start of any good Minecraft world, and we decided at the end that one of the top ones is a music disc farm. So that way we have some good music to listen to while we work on the rest of our projects. So in the box we have all the materials. It may seem like a lot, and at first I didn't think it would be this much, but it actually is. So we have our basic building blocks, transportation, as it is skeleton powered, which is why we need the name tag, which I have pre-named Skeletoni. We have spruce logs, which we will be turning into trapdoors, and some miscellaneous other materials. As you can see right here, there is one slot missing. And in that slot is supposed to be observers. And one of the ingredients in making an observer is, of course, nether quartz. So I waited to get nether quartz because, it's our first trip to the nether. I wanted it to be special. So I went ahead and crafted our first diamond pickaxe you can see here. And I mined our 14 obsidian and crafted up a flint and steel for us. The next mission is to find a good spot to put it. Here seems like a pretty good spot near the entrance, and we can obviously decorate it up a little bit more later. Just got to finish digging it out here. Line it up. Hold on. Let's put away our diamond pickaxe first. We don't want to be losing that. And we will plunge into the depths. I'm nervous. Alrighty, here we are. Let's see here. Not much to see right now. Oh, getting some lag spikes. Things are generating in. Once the lava stops flowing, perhaps. Yep, yeah, there we go. We shot up to 20. Okay. So let's take a quick peek around here. Sneak near the edges. Looks like we're in just a regular nether wastes biome. Nothing particularly interesting. Alright, well, before we go get ourselves killed somewhere, let's just mine what we need here. And let's go. Now we need 4 observers. And I always forget if you need 2 quartz for an observer or 2 redstone for an observer. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab the 8 nether quartz that we could potentially need here. And we'll save the rest for another time. Let's bounce. Alrighty, waiting for things to load in. Alrighty, here we go. We have our materials. Now it is time to craft them. Alrighty, craft up some observers. We'll have 3 across the top, 3 across the bottom, and I believe it is, I'm pretty sure it's actually 1 nether quartz and 2 redstone. Yep, observer. Okay, craft up all 4 of those. Put away our nether quartz. And throw these observers in the materials chest. And looks like night is setting in, so I will hit the stack so that way we can be in the daytime. And if you see at the top of that tower is where we'll be building the farm. So I'll catch you guys once I've moved all the materials up there, and see you then. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have all of our resources here at the top. Or do we? That's the issue. So as I was moving up all these resources to the top of this extremely tall tower, I realized a couple of things. First off, this is actually not going to be enough building blocks. I'll have to go and collect more of those before I begin the tutorial. And one other thing. So part of this build is what's called a Redstone Timer. So that it's a redstone mechanism you can build that after a set amount of time, you can sort of adjust it how you need. It'll send out a redstone signal, triggering the device. Well, a key component of this is what are called sticky pistons. Many of you probably know what they are, and one key ingredient to making sticky pistons is slime, which makes the piston head sticky, so that way whatever block it's touching is stuck to it. But slime can be difficult to get this early in the game, so I've had to rethink and redesign, and the majority of it will still be the majority of the farm will still all be the same, but we'll have to develop a redstone clock without the sticky pistons, which I have done in a creative world. But what that means is we're going to need a lot of redstone components, being comparators and repeaters. So we'll have to go back to the nether, gather up some more quartz, dig a bunch more in the mine shaft so we can get more building blocks. And once that's done, I'll meet you guys up here. Alright everyone, we're back and we've got the last resources we need. As you can see, I had to add another chest, so good thing we did this later, because otherwise it wouldn't have fit in the project box. But the things we were missing were a few more building blocks, these comparators, and these repeaters. So I did have to venture back into the nether to get the nether quartz for the comparators, and that all went pretty uneventfully. I do actually think we will still need yet more building blocks. But we'll get there when we get there. Let's get building first, so we can get some headway. Then if we need more materials, we can go get some more. So as you can see, we are way up in the sky. If you look at my coordinates here, we are almost at the build limit, which is 256. Oops. But we don't want to be at the build limit, so this just gives us a little breathing room here. We are starting at the top of the farm, and we will be working our way down, so that way we don't make a mistake, like for instance starting at the bottom, and once you make it to most of the way to the top, you run out of room and you have to tear it all down and start over. Alrighty, the first step has to do a lot with the building blocks. We're going to be laying out the roof for the whole design, which will be the biggest section. So let's say right here's the center. So if we have our center point, we'll mark it out with a block of dirt. We're going to want to go out 16 blocks in all 4 directions, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 14, 15, 16. There we go. Got that in one direction, and repeat that on all 4 sides. Once you got all 4 of these in place, you're going to want to fill in the whole thing to make a diamond shape relative to the axes of a Minecraft world. So rather than filling in the whole square here, we're just going to go in a diagonal pattern all the way to meet up with that corner, and do that on all 4 sides, and then fill in the middle. Alrighty, now that we've got this whole roof layer filled up, it's time to move on to the more fun part, the improvised redstone clock. Like I said earlier, this will be sort of a janky version, not the most efficient, because we simply don't have sticky pistons. So let's get on with it. The materials we're going to be needing for this clock are the comparators and repeaters, a few blocks, which we'll just use dirt, redstone dust, one of these pistons, one of these blocks of sand, and that should be... Nope, we need a redstone torch, which we can craft real quick. Throw this down, stick, and there we go. Now, we're going to want to keep this center marked, just so we remember where it is, but we need this space here. So ultimately, right here, there'll be a device, another observer probably. So what we need is, well, let's see here, I forgot one of these observers here. Okay, so what we need is this observer to be facing with the red dot towards the hole in the center. And let's actually move this up 1 block just for simplicity's No, 2 blocks. 2 blocks up here, just like so. And there we have it, the first component of our little system here. The next one will be this piston here, which needs to sit right here. This should be enough room. Let's see where we're at. As far as coordinates wise, we are 2 blocks below the build limit. Just to be safe, let's take it down 1 block here. Alright, this is the last revision. From here on, we know what we're doing. Okay, we've got our piston here and our sand here. Okay, now that we've got that taken care of, what we need to do next is build the clock. So we gotta build some out here. This way, I believe, let's go 18, if we can make it. Next is going to be to basically cover this thing in comparators. So I'm going to slap these 8. Oh shoot, we didn't need to go 18 then. We only needed to go about 10. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And right adjacent to it, going the opposite direction. See how there's like a triangle? This row is pointing this way. This row is pointing that way. There we go. This row needs to be capped off with 2 redstone dust here. 1 redstone dust there. A building block, and just to make sure it's a specific block, well, it doesn't have to be dirt, but just to signify that it's an important redstone component, we will use a different block than cobblestone. And in this case, we will be using dirt. We need another building block there, and 1 of our repeaters here. We need a redstone torch here. More of our signaling block here. And redstone dust across the top there. Alrighty. Next, we will be needing the, let's see here. Oh, nope, we don't go down 1. We gotta build a platform out here. Can always pare it down if it's too large. We need a repeater right here in the middle. And then our repeaters are adjustable. So if you click on it, or you right click on it, you adjust it. And you need to adjust it so that the moving part in the center is all the way at the back, like so. So the space between them is maximum. And we'll have to do that with the remaining repeaters as well. So if we got this here, all the way to the back, all the way to the back. Okay, and we'll throw down some dust here. Another one, all the way to the back. Another dust. And these ones also all the way to the back. Okay. Now, things should be getting pretty close to being done here. Okay, what we need to do is destroy this block here. And that should complete the circuit. There we go. I knew we needed a dust there. I wondered why it fired the first time. Okay. Unfortunately, even though I said last time we've got it officially down, we actually do have to move this observer. Alrighty, with the observer now in place, we can throw a couple of redstone dust there just to get a head start on the next part, but the next part is actually the next part. We need to go ahead and do some more of the grunt work and building more platforms. I'll explain more in just a second. Alrighty, so once you've got your top layer done, you're going to want to come down below it 2 blocks exactly, no more, no less. So pretty much 2 blocks is enough for you to stand, but not enough for you to jump anymore, and this farm will not work. So from here, you're going to find your center point, which is this block I'm standing on here, and you're going to go out 7 in each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're going to repeat that in all 4 of the cardinal directions, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're going to do the same process above of connecting the corners with the diagonal and filling in the middle. Alrighty, when you finish the first layer, it should look like this. Make sure to light it up with torches as you go. That way you don't get mobs and monsters spawning up here. Now what you're going to want to do is make 3 more layers. So a total of 4 of these small layers, each underneath the next by the same distance. So the second one will be exactly 2 blocks down from here. So I can stand on the second one, but not be able to jump like this. Once you've got all those done, I'll show you guys the next step. Now that you've got all 4 of your spawning layers up, each 2 blocks apart, now comes the most expensive part of the build. So we're going to have to coat the bottom layer, the bottom side of each layer with trapdoors. For instance, we don't need a trapdoor out there, but what we do need is a trapdoor right above this block, just like so. And we need one above this block. And you're pretty much just going to be tracing this shape on the ceiling, just like so. And you're going to have to do this. It has to be trapdoors all over the place. So the next section is another hefty building block section, and that will go at the bottom of the farm. So what we're going to want to do is build a sort of a basin for catching the creepers. Alrighty, so this is where we're going to build our catch basin, and we're going to do a similar procedure to what we've done on the other 5 sections, and go out 9 blocks in each direction and fill it in. Okie dokie, so once you've got your platform all filled out, you're going to do this on all sides. Well, both sides, not all sides, let me be clear. So pretty much what I did here is I came over here to this block and I built up one, and then I out and over and out and over all the way around until this block here. We are leaving these 3 middle blocks open, and I will show you why in a second. So first you're going to want to go all the way around like that, and then you're going to want to do a similar process even behind that. So if we extend this one here a little bit, all I did here was I built up one, up one, up one, all the way around. And you're just going to keep doing that until you have this on both sides. Now, once you've got the inclined wall all the way around this bottom platform, you're going to want to knock out these 2 rows of blocks, the ones on either side of the central row. Once you've got it looking like this, so there's just 1 row of blocks in the middle, you're going to want to coat this edge here with signs. Nothing needs to be on them, but this will help keep water back. Once you've got this bottom row here, what you're going to want to do is put another sign on top of each of those. So it might be kind of difficult here. We might be able to put it on the side of this one. Alright. It doesn't matter if they're angled this way or flat. Might not actually be able to get them to go flat, so we're just going to stick with this way. Oops. Now that we've got all the signs in place, what you want to do is this row that I'm standing on, this row right here, we're going to have to lower it a few blocks. So whichever direction you want the creepers to flow. So in this case, once we've sorted out the spiders, I want the creepers to end up on this side of the farm here. So this row, I'm actually going to go down at an angle, sloping down that way. So if we count out 7 blocks here, let's just say this is the 8th block, I'll drop this down 1 block. This is pretty much what I meant by angling it down here. So if we start on the end with the creepers, which is where we want the creepers to end up is this end. On the block 8, we dropped it down, and on block 8, we dropped it down. So unfortunately, what that means is we will have to put up more signs. So these signs up here will contain the water at this level, but not the lower levels, since the water will be lower. So actually, I miscalculated here. So you can take these signs down, this sign over you can take down. And okay, so now that we've got all those extra signs down, what we need to do is we could put one here, oops, and then we can stack one on top here, oops. all the way till we get down here, and then we will do the same process. It may look like quite a few signs and seemingly random, but they are actually necessary, as they will hold the water in, because we are going to have to build yet one more thin layer underneath this, and if the water gets from here down to there, it's just not going to work out. Now that's all the signs. We can throw down our water bucket, and as you can see, the water flows in a straight line and will not go off either side. So the spiders will get caught on here, and they will fall off the end. But obviously, I don't want to fall off the end. Kind of dangerous. The next and second to last step will be to build the part that actually catches the creepers. So this part catches the spiders and sweeps them away. Below this, we are going to have to build a section that will catch the creepers and take them the other direction. Once you get here, you're going to want to do a similar process to that above, starting at this end right on the left side of the screen here, and on every 8th block bringing it down one, all the way till you get to this end, or wherever it is you're trying to drop off your creepers. Alrighty, so now that you've got your creeper collection system here, that comes after the spider filter, there's one major step remaining, and that is, of course, the kill mechanism. Now, alright, so once you've decided where the final block you want your creepers to land, for instance, I've decided I want my final block right here, we're going to take out this one and put in a hopper. So the creepers will be standing right here, and they'll be getting shot by the skeleton. Now, in order for this system to work, we need to build up a couple blocks here. Actually, take this one out and go one back. So here, and we need a couple of tripwire hooks, which we actually got from fishing for that name tag last episode. Put those here and connect those up with some string. So now whenever there's a creeper here, it will be sending out a redstone signal. Right here on the floor is where we're going to want our piston. Our block of sand goes right there on top of the piston. We want the piston to be in its extended position while there is nothing on the tripwire. So we're going to have to put a redstone torch here and build a block scaffolding out here. This way our redstone line here will activate the piston. Let's see here. Got that there. And there. The skeleton will be standing on this block, which is why we sort of had to take the long way here. Oops, guess we didn't have to take that long of the way. There we have it. The piston is now extended, but if I were to jump or stand on top of here, it would retract, which is what we're after. Now we just need to build a basic sort of containment cell for the skeleton, which looks like I'm out of cobblestone, so I guess I'm making it out of dirt. So the skeleton needs to be standing right here. That way its line of sight is blocked, but when this is depressed, it's open. This is where your piece of glass will come in handy, as a normal block will cut this redstone line, but a piece of glass allows the redstone line to pass through. Once we get the skeleton in here, we actually don't need a roof over this cell, as there is a roof up there. It won't burn. Once we get it in here, we'll name it, and that'll all be taken care of. Yep, so that's pretty much the whole redstone device. Obviously, you're going to want to... Oh, shoot. Anyways, as I was saying before I got shot off of here, the rest of this is pretty basic. You're just going to want to build this up a bit. That way, the creepers will actually go where you want them to. And obviously, you don't have to use dirt. I'm just in a resource poor state at the moment. Next, you're going to want to build a standing area over here. Let's see if we can knock some of these blocks out. Creepers will be coming in right there, and you're going to want to stand right here. So let's see here. Yep, there we go. That's where we want it. Oh, no, 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 no. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole farm. There's just one minor, well, I guess it's not minor, it is a critical part, but it's not big. It's just with those dispensers and observers. Once you're up top here, what you're going to want to do is find your center hole and put a dropper right here. Doesn't matter which way it's facing. Run your redstone line to it. Then you're going to come down below, and you're going to want an observer with the red dot pointed down, which might be kind of difficult here. Yep, but we got it. Okay, so the red dot, you can't really see it, but the red dot is pointed down. And then you're going to want your dispenser, and this does have to be pointed up. In this dispenser, you're going to want to put a water bucket, and you're going to repeat this for each layer. So if we... Alrighty guys, that's pretty much the whole farm. It's active at the moment. Not many creepers are spawning, if any, because I'm a little too close at the moment. But if I'm down there on my platform I built out of high quality dirt, we should be seeing some creepers go down there. The next video I post will be a short video. It'll come out before the regular time, hopefully by Monday or Tuesday, and it will just explain how all this works. I know I had to blast through the instructions here without much explanation, as the video is running long, but that short episode will explain all of your questions, and that is if you're interested. And by then I'll have it running fully with the skeleton in place, so I'll be able to tell you its rates and various other information like that. But anyways, I hope you got some good information out of this tutorial, and see you next time.